George Russell is enjoying the best year of his Formula One life so far, yet still he is contractually speaking in limbo for 2026, and all this is generating lots of guesswork. Supporters are now asking themselves, is there something amiss in the background at Mercedes? Is Toto Wolff already looking to a future without Russell and possibly with Max Verstappen? Russell's headline so far shows him nicely poised to top his excellent 2022 campaign, a win, several podiums, and a genuine challenge for the title fight. In fact, he's nicely placed to do more than that. At the moment, the paddock is filled with the perception that Russell is finally starting to find his groove. It's clear he's taken over the space vacated by Lewis Hamilton leaving, especially following the veteran's move to Ferrari. In spite of Hamilton leaving, Russell's demonstration of power late in 2024 and his dominance from the start of 2025, especially when pitted against his first-year teammate Kimi Antonelli, has solidified his position. But there remains the ominous question mark. Russell is a free agent for next season, and currently, there is no new contract on the horizon with Mercedes and no readily apparent alternatives available. It's an interesting situation for a driver who by rights ought to have a new contract on the horizon. But here's the catch. Russell doesn't really have all the cards. Instead, he's seemed more of a passenger through the contract talks, since Mercedes' mixed interest in Max Verstappen has left Toto Wolff holding his breath. Russell, meanwhile, is staying cool. I'm not concerned at all for next year. I know that I'm going to be on the grid. I feel I'm in a good place, he says. He's not rushing the contract discussions. We want to win together, he continues, paying homage to his commitment to the team. Wolff, meanwhile, vouches for the non-politics involved. It's not like there's some drama going on, he explains. Indeed, timing is just right with Russell's growing popularity in the sport as his contract talks require utmost care and attention. Mercedes has a habit of taking contract renewals into the second half of the season, and so far, this appears to be following that trend. That said, the history of delays, particularly where Hamilton's contracts are involved, has us wondering if this time around it will be that easy. Wolff has outlined that Mercedes has set a timeline on accomplishing it, probably after the triple header of races in June and July. But as Wolff himself cautions, he is hesitant to place a specific date, lest the team would suffer excessive angst if the deadline arrives and departs without a deal. The general wisdom in the paddock is that Mercedes waits for Russell's home race at Silverstone in early July to put the finishing touches on it. But here's the catch. Contract renewals have never been rushed before, so why would this one be any different? Looking back, Russell's earlier trades were later confirmed in the summer. September 2021 for 2022 and 2023. August 2023 for 2024 and 2025. Hamilton's contracts have also tended to do the same, with most being revealed in July or August, so, despite the wait, it's practically guaranteed a matter of when, not if. This is a long-standing relationship after all, and while Russell has had some casual discussions with other teams about his future, none of those talks have ever progressed to an official contract offer. Mercedes, being both his team and his management, is well aware of any serious interest from other teams, and according to Russell, there is none. I'm not talking with anybody else, he confirms. I've been extremely upfront about my intentions. I want to stay with Mercedes. They've given me this chance to join Formula One, and I'm a mercenary for them. But the sweetener here, not everybody has shut their doors. Aston Martin continues to appear here and there in rumor, and Russell is even in consideration as a standby option for McLaren or Red Bull, should those teams realize that they need to replace someone. So, while Mercedes holds the upper hand at the moment, the door is not closed yet. Bull if either of their drivers leave, and he will not go near a team like Alpine, which is currently in last place, despite its potential to develop as a Mercedes customer. Next year, Russell's top focus is Mercedes, and Mercedes is aware of this. This gives a considerable advantage to a squad that has traditionally done its business in the second part of the year. It also received a preview of its possibly big driver future when Russell and Antonelli shared the podium for the first time in Canada. we're getting a result like today. Both junior drivers from Mercedes were both doing the job in terms of performance. Russell commented on the race afterwards. Why would you want to change something that's working? So, Mercedes could reveal George Russell's new deal during the British Grand Prix. According to reports, Russell has had a great start to the Formula One 2025 season, culminating in his fourth career victory at last weekend's Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. Russell leads the Drivers' Championship behind the powerful McLaren team of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris and the reigning four-time world champion Max Verstappen, despite his excellent start to the season in which he has outscored rookie teammate Andrea Kimi Antonelli by 63 points. Russell's future remains unknown as his current contract expires at the end of the season. Mercedes has been linked with a move for Verstappen over the last year, with Russell considering a number of other alternatives for F12,026. Russell was even seen speaking with McLaren officials Zach Brown and Andrea Steller in the paddock at the season-opening Australian Grand Prix in March, before embracing Alpine executive advisor Flavio Briatore at the next event in China. According to reports, Russell also held informal negotiations with Red Bull team principal Christian Herr in April after openly expressing interest in hiring the British driver last season. Recently, Aston Martin has emerged as another possible destination for Russell, with the team apparently showing interest in the four-time race winner. Russell has stated repeatedly that his top priority is to stay with Mercedes for the F1 2026 season, when significant modifications to the chassis and engine rules might resurrect the Brackley-based team as a title contender. And it has been speculated that a decision on Russell's future is imminent, with an announcement from Mercedes expected within the next 2 weeks. According to respected German journal Automotorsport, the team could wait until the weekend of Russell's home event, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone on July 6, to formalize his new contract. Teams often wait until a driver's home race to announce a contract extension in order to get the most exposure. Russell's last contract extension with Mercedes was revealed on the eve of the 2023 Italian Grand Prix at Monza, on the same day that the team announced a new 2-year contract for then-teammate Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton did not see the end of that deal after the 7-time world champion activated a break clause just 5 months later to force through his move to Ferrari for F1 2026. Russell said after his victory in Canada last weekend that he is pretty relaxed about his future with Mercedes. When asked how his victory would influence Mercedes' decision, he replied, "It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. But as I've said many times, I'm not concerned at all about next year. I know I'm going to be on the grid next year. I feel that I'm driving better than ever. I still feel I've got more in the tank. I feel ready to fight for a world championship, and I think results like today, results like Bahrain this year, when we got half a chance of a good result, we're there to take it. I'm pretty relaxed, just enjoying the moment, enjoying my racing, and just taking it week by week. I'm not talking with anybody else in any teams who have shown interest. I have been quite open to say my intentions are to stay with Mercedes. That has always been clear. I am loyal to Mercedes. They gave me this chance to get into Formula One. There haven't been any hard feelings with any of the talks that have been going around, especially around Max, because, like I said on numerous times, why wouldn't teams be interested in Max? If every driver had no contracts for next year, Max would be number one for every single team, and that's understandable. Ultimately, there are 2 seats for every race team. I knew if I continued to perform as I'm doing, my position would not be under threat whatsoever, so I feel in a good place. We're in no rush to do contract negotiations. We want to win together. Especially Kimi and I being teammates now, we're getting a result like today. Both junior drivers from Mercedes. We're both doing the job in terms of performance. Why would you want to change something that's working? At last month's Monaco Grand Prix, Mercedes team manager Toto Wolff told the media that Russell's new contract may be signed before the summer break. When asked if Russell will have to wait until September for a new contract, Wolff responded, "Definitely not that long. George and I are totally clear of how this is going to go, and there is 100% alignment." There is no such thing as dragging this on because that's not what we do. So, what do you think? Will Russell stay? Or will he have to make way for Verstappen if Red Bull's performances keep dropping? And could the deciding factor be the fact that Russell takes over P3 in the championship, causing Verstappen to use his clause end leave to Mercedes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.